But good morning. So we're talking about driver health and wellness this morning. And one of the biggest questions I get from drivers is, why trucking and yoga? And the other big question they ask me is, are you a truck driver? And I'm not a truck driver. And my husband has a CDL, but he drives more on the equipment side. But I fell in love with truck drivers, not for those reasons. My dad was a sewer pipe layer. He was the guy 80 feet down in the hole doing the things that no one else wanted to do. And I watched him over the course of my life growing up literally break his body and not take care of himself and never see that what he was doing to himself could have catastrophic effects on him. And when he was 55, he was forced to retire because he was deemed fully disabled because nobody cared about his health. No one he worked with really looked at him and felt like he mattered. And that really resonated with me as I grew up as a kid. I felt like he was one of those underdogs, one of those people that if he doesn't go to work every day, those fancy hospitals don't have running water. Your houses, well, they don't have water. Your sewer systems, they're just going to collapse. But no one really ever cared about him. No one knew who Ed Zavara was. And 5 years ago, when I stepped into trucking, I fell in love with truck drivers because I saw my dad in so many of the people that I talked with. So many of the men and women that were doing things that less than 10% of America is even capable of doing, let alone even wants to do. And nobody's taking care of them. I looked around and nobody cared about their health the way that I felt like I could do something. They just were like, okay, yeah. And so I thought to myself, what could I do for these men and women to make a difference? I couldn't help my dad the way I wanted to, but I could help these guys. And so 5 years ago, as a joke, talking with a guy at a local business mixer in my small hometown, I was trying to pitch him corporate yoga. I come from the yoga and the fitness world and teach functional movement. And I'm trying to pitch him corporate yoga because that's what I did at the time. And he looks at me and says, do you have anything for truck drivers? Like in the cab of the truck. And I think I'm funny sometimes. And I threw up my hands and I said, Mother Trucker Yoga. Just trying to get a rise out of this guy. He was in trucking. He drove truck. And he said, that's brilliant. You want to go into business together? And I started doing some research, started talking with some drivers. And what I saw out there wasn't the way I knew we could help drivers feel good from the cab of the truck. What I saw out there wasn't what I thought drivers could do to help themselves stay healthy and fit right behind the steering wheel. And so today, in about 30 minutes, I want to walk you through 4 ways that you can stay healthy and fit without complicated exercise, without having to go to the gym, without having to lug a really heavy equipment across America and then go, what the heck do I do with this stuff? I believe it's the small, simple changes that lead to the big results so that you can feel your best no matter where you are. And over the last 5 years alone, I've impacted and helped over 200,000 truck drivers do just that. Help them stay healthy over the road, and that's what I want to show you today. So the first thing we're going to talk about is posture. I'm a simple gal. I don't like to complicate things. And our posture not only impacts how we feel in our body, but it also impacts how it is we look out at the world. So when I wake up in the morning and I get into my vehicle, I'm all nice and upright, adjust the mirror. I'm like, okay, it's a good day. By 3 o'clock, you're slumped over the steering wheel and you feel like you're laying on it like a pillow. But with that comes a bad attitude. With that comes fatigue. With that comes brain fog. With that comes just a feeling of tiredness. So we want to fix your posture first today. But we have to know what our posture is like when it's not so great in order to know how to fix it. So if you're willing, I want you to stand up. You didn't know this was going to be an interactive exercise, but it is. All right, so first things first, before you make any changes at all, I just want you to look down at your feet. I have a rule of thumb. When you're going forward, your feet should be pointing forward. So when you're getting in and out of the truck and you're going to the truck stop, I want you to just pay attention to the direction your feet are going in. If you have hip pain, knee pain, or back pain, what if it's the only reason why that bothers you is because your feet are not pointing in the right direction? 100% fixable. And so first things first, feet are forward. The second thing I want you to pay attention to, and this is kind of a little, like you really got to think about it, I want you to grab your thigh muscles and I want you to roll them out slightly externally. Just think about those thigh muscles rolling out. And when you do that, it's a little bit of a leg rotation. You know you did it because your glute muscles kind of pinch together. It's like, oh, okay. So if you've ever worked with someone in the fitness world or watched a TikTok video or whatever, and they're like, squeeze your butt cheeks, or here's glute exercises, they don't understand the body. And so the cool thing about the body is when you put it in the right position, it automatically does what it's supposed to. So feet are forward. We just have a little rotation out with the thighs. Now let's talk about the pelvis. So your front hip bones, which are kind of up by your belt loops, and if you were to unzip your zipper on your pants, where that zipper ends up, that's your pubic bone. These three bony landmarks should kind of be level with each other. Now, you may have a little bit of fluff in front, and that's okay. There are bones down there. And so I want you to try to level your pelvis. So if you look up at the board here, sometimes we have what's called lordosis, where we're spilling our core muscles out in front. We just want to tip that back in. And as we work up our body, let's pay attention to the rib cage. And as you take a nice big breath out, just relax your front rib cage down. It's going to almost feel like you're a little hunched and rounded. We're going to fix that. And then the last thing I want you to do is bring your arms up in front. I'm going to use one arm because I have a mic. Plug your shoulders back. And now imagine as though you are the strongest person on the entire planet, and I want you to grab an imaginary bar and break it with both hands like this. And as you do that, your shoulders kind of drop down away from your ears. Do you feel that? And then drop your arms down to your sides. Lastly, just take your chin and slide it back. Now, as you're standing here, you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, Hope, how the heck am I supposed to walk around like this? I don't want you to walk around like this, but what I want you to recognize is that you are an adaptation over time, and that all of the environment you put yourself in, the driver's seat, standing, sitting, walking, sleeping, however, your body starts to do different wonky things. So I want you to make a memory of how you feel right now and ask yourself, what is one thing I can focus on for the next 7 days? Am I going to focus on my feet pointing forward? Am I going to focus on that little kind of engagement in my glutes, which those of you with back pain, we got to start working on that? Am I going to focus on bringing my ribs down? Am I going to focus on trying to bring my shoulders back or my head back? Just pick one. We can't change everything all at once, but we can make one small, simple change. So when it comes to our posture, where is it that we want to be? All right, don't sit down on me yet. So we call this the posture blueprint. So just kind of, again, take a look. Where is it that I want to focus in order to improve my posture? But it's not just standing, it's sitting. So take a seat now, and as you sit, granted, these chairs are very fluffy, and these are not your driver's seat, but imagine that it was. I want you to pay attention to how you're sitting in the seat. Many drivers, I've worked with so many now, they do the lean, they do the back, they do all these types of things to try to get comfortable. And I understand that. That is very, very hard to kind of be able to figure out how to sit over a long period of time. But I want you to pay attention next time you're in the truck. When you're sitting upright, how far away the seat and the headrest are from you sitting in an upright position. Because if it's really far away, we got to get you something behind you, something that's going to help you stay upright. I always call the headrest as just your checkpoint. You're not going to keep your head back there, but it's a great reminder of how far you've come forward. One thing you can do is set an alarm on your phone every half an hour with a different sound than your normal alarm is, and that's your posture check-in. So it's like, okay, I got to bring myself upright. I got to sit upright. I got to find the headrest, and I'm going to get off of that one hip so I can sit more balanced. If you're having things like trucker legs, sciatica, lower back pain, neck pain, clenching your jaw, grinding your teeth at night, what if the only reason why you're having that problem is because your posture is to blame? And we can fix that. I want to give you something to look up here after today. I want you to go to backshield.com, and I want you to check out the back shield. Gary is a friend of mine, probably the best back support I have ever seen. Really, really good. Helps with that lower back, helps with the mid-back. Just definitely check it out. Gary at backshield.com. Tell him that Hope sent you, and he'll take really good care of you. But that is one thing that you can all do today is get the right support in your truck seat when we can't always change out our truck seat. But it's not just posture that we can do to stay healthy and fit on the road. This is Tracy. I wrote a book called Trucking Yoga, and she not only lost 100 pounds, quit smoking, but she was able to get in and out of her truck with ease, eliminating all of her knee pain from a double knee replacement. It's the small little things that make a big difference over time. So we have posture that we want to work on, but we also have this idea that exercise is not going to solve your health problems. It's not, because let's be honest, if it was, we wouldn't be here right now. But what we need to do is think about where we can add more movement into the day throughout the day. I come from the fitness and yoga world, and I was somewhere where it's like, I'm going to work out for an hour or two every day. I'm going to go for a walk every day. I'm going to do all this stuff, and I'm going to check all these boxes off. I was not healthy. I was not happy. And I found myself, the second I didn't do that exercise in the box, I had no idea what else to do in place of that. And so I got to thinking, how can we add more movement into our day as we get busy, as we're constantly on the go? For drivers, you don't know where you're always going to be the next day. How can we fit this in? How can we make more sense of this? And so my motto with drivers is, where can you find 1 minute to 5 minutes to just add a little bit into your day throughout the day? So by the end of the day, you may have done 5, 10, 15, even 20 minutes of movement. That counts. Just because you didn't have yoga pants on and you weren't at a gym and you weren't running a marathon doesn't mean that that movement doesn't count. So I want to show you a couple things that you can put in your back pocket that you can start adding into your day so that you can feel good no matter where you are. So the first thing is when you're in a driver's seat, a lot of stuff we do at Mother Trucker Yoga is actually based right in the driver's seat. Is a simple twist. I'm a simple gal. I like to double down on stuff. Anytime you are looking to buckle up your seatbelt, try pulling for that seatbelt only with the outside arm, and then rotating around and clicking it. Once you've done that, it just takes 30 extra seconds. We're going to do it here in just a second. And we're going to rotate our body into a twist. Grab onto the door, grab onto the seatbelt, whatever you need to, and then rotate the other way. For many drivers, and really just people in general, compression on the spine is what's causing a lot of back pain. Compression on the spine, if you have herniated discs, we can help alleviate some of that tension by a simple rotation. So let's just do that together here in the chair. So you're going to sit nice and tall. Think about that good spinal posture you had before. Take a nice big breath in. And as you exhale, rotate one direction in your chair. And before you grab on the chair and try to really turn yourself, I want you to recognize how far you can actually rotate. And once your torso can't go any farther, see how far you can turn your head, neck, and eyes. So your eyes are muscles. There's muscles back there. How far can you look out of the corner of your eyes? And just notice that, how you feel. And now come back to center and do the same thing the opposite direction. Usually we're tighter one direction. Okay, so when we rotate, if you notice, like it's harder for me to rotate to the right because most of what I do during the day, I'm always going left. So pay attention to which side maybe doesn't twist so well for you. You need to give a little bit more love in that direction. Now let's turn this actually into a twist. So nice big breath in. And as you exhale, rotate, try to put your opposite hand to the outside of that opposite thigh. And as you turn your body, take your free hand and grab onto the back of the chair. Now take a nice big breath in and sit tall again. And as you exhale, just let your body melt into the twist. Don't try to kind of jerk your body or yank your body. And then don't forget about the head, neck, and eyes. So look. How far can you look over the shoulder? How far can you look out of the corner of the eyes? And then come back to center. And let's do the same thing the opposite way. So nice big breath in. And then exhale, rotate. Opposite hand to the opposite thigh. And see if you can grab hold of the back of the chair, open the chest, and then try to look over your shoulder. Imagine your chin sitting on the top of your shoulder. These are all little things. I used to work in a nursing home teaching yoga, and these men and women would have done anything to be able to twist their body and lift their arm up over their shoulder. I don't want you to go into that position. I don't want you to go in that direction. So how many times a day, let's take an inventory, do you twist during the day? 1, 2, 3. This is a basic movement we all need to be able to do to age healthy. Where could you add a little bit more twisting into your day? Where could you add a little bit more rotation? Standing at the fuel pump, just turn your body. Laying down in bed, just take one knee into your chest and bring it across your body and twist your spine. all of these things add up, and all of these things can be the difference of living in pain and feeling good no matter where you go. The next stretch I want to show you again is a seated one, because you spend a lot of time sitting. And this is a hip stretch. For people that have sciatica, piriformis syndrome, if you're feeling like you have numbness or tingling through the leg, lower back pain, herniated discs, this is going to be your new best friend. Sitting nice and tall at the edge of your seat, take one ankle, and I want you to cross it over the opposite knee. Now, this might be the exercise all in its own. Can I get my ankle up on my knee? Nice and tall with the spine, and I want you to flex that foot that's floating. Now, take a nice big breath in, and as you exhale, try hinging from the hip, and just gently press down on that crossed thigh. Now, you should feel that go right in through your hip, right in through your lower back, and maybe even down your thigh. And I want you to hold this when you're doing this every day. This is your new favorite stretch. You're going to do this for 30 seconds, which is about 5 slow breaths. If your legs are falling asleep on you while you're driving, this is going to be a great one to do right when you wake up in the morning. Now, come back upright, sit nice and tall. Last one here, grab the knee and pull it in. So reverse it now, pull it in and turn towards the leg. You can use both hands. I only have one though. And pull it in and twist. Now there's that rotation again. Check that box one more time. And then slowly bring yourself back to center. Feels good, right? Well, this one you're going to do on the edge of the bed. So this one you're not going to do actually in the driver's seat. All right, opposite side. Let's do the other leg here. I don't want to leave you balanced. Nice and tall, flex the foot. And then press the leg away. For those of you watching, sciatica, piriformis syndrome, herniated disc, lower back pain, lower back tension, hurts to walk, stiff when you get out of the truck. This is your new favorite stretch. Come forward. Nice long spine. Breathe. Anytime you have just 30 seconds that you're sitting, I want you to cross that leg and try this stretch. And then bring yourself back up. Hug the knee in. And turn towards the leg, rotate the spine. Let's get the eyes involved again. Look over the shoulder. Breathe. And then bring yourself back to center. Nice job. All right, release the leg. Let's stand up. I got one more for you. This is the calf stretch. I call it the calf pump. So as a driver, when you're sitting, if you sit at a computer, it's exactly the same. The calf is actually the hydraulic pump for the heart. So when you're not walking, just normal walking, that calf is actually pulsating and pumping the blood back up to the heart. So when you're not walking, when you're sitting for a really long time, there's no way to get that blood flow back up to the heart the way the body is designed. So we want to kind of jumpstart and regenerate that calf whenever we can. So you're going to stand nice and tall. And you might just need a little bit of space in front of you. I want you to take a small step back. You'll notice that my stride is not big, okay? It's just a casual step back. Now look at your back foot, and I want you to kick the heel out so that foot is straight forward. Usually the heel's kicked in because our hips are a little tight. So turn that heel straight forward. Now bend your front knee just a little bit, and that's going to stay stuck. You're nice and tall up through the crown of the head without lifting the back heel, okay? That's the only rule. I want you to try to bend the back knee as much as you can. Do you feel that in your calf? Yeah? All that sitting, that calf muscle's short and tight. And then bring yourself back up again. Let's do that one more time. So front knee's going to bend. And now bend the back knee. Now look at your back knee when it bends. If it's sinking in like this, just try to push it back straight. Tightness also rises, so the tighter your calves and your feet are, your ankles are, that eventually is going to travel up to your neck and shoulders. Let's do the other leg. We don't want to leave you balanced. So where could you do this? This is something, again, I want you to add fitness and movement into your day. Check that back heel. Bend the back knee. Could you do this while you're brushing your teeth? Could you do this while you're standing talking on the phone? Could you do this while you're filling up with fuel at the pump? Could you do this while you're standing, doing wherever it is, in line at the checkout somewhere? Where could you just add this in? And let's bring it up. Let's just do one more time. These all add up. This all helps your body move in that direction towards feeling good again. Bring it back up. Nice job. All right, so we have twisting in the driver's seat. We have a hip stretch. We have a standing calf release. These are just some of the things that you can do to add into your life to feel good again. Inside the Mother Trucker Yoga Lifestyle Jumpstart membership, an app we have hundreds of exercises just like this. And if I had more time, I'd show you more, but we just got 3 of them. So now these are 3 moves that you can put in your back pocket so that you can start feeling good. Another thing you can think about is walking. Walking is and forever will be one of the healthiest exercises that you can do to age healthy. I don't care if you walk a mile or you walk 10 miles. This weekend, you probably walked 30 miles. And so just a little bit of some stats here to get in your head. 32 laps around your truck and trailer is a mile. And now you might be thinking, I'm not going to sit there or stand there and walk 32 laps. But what if? What if in the morning, before your pre-trip check, when you're walking around your truck, you just walk 2 extra times? It looks like you're looking for something. No one will even know. What if while you're filling up with fuel, you're just standing there anyways, do your calf stretch, and then walk 2 or 3 extra laps around your truck? No one will even know. And then when you park for the night, you're just going to walk 2 or 3 extra laps around your truck. It's just going to look like you're checking something out. And you've already walked almost a half a mile extra than what you normally would be. When I work with drivers, one of the things I'm trying to help them break down is in their head, they have this mindset that fitness is this thing. And if it doesn't look like this thing, well, then it doesn't count. We're not going to do it. That just doesn't make sense. I want you to break down that idea of what you once thought fitness was, or what you once thought yoga was, and break that down, break that barrier down and say, where can I just simply be more active? 100 years ago, exercise wasn't a thing. It only became a thing because we stopped moving. We stopped using our bodies the way that they were designed to be used. That's the only reason why this has become such a huge industry. I don't want to teach you exercise. I want to show you how to move again the way that your body is designed. There's a difference. I am healthier now than I was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, exercising 1 to 2 hours every single day. This can be that change for you. Just finding those little pockets of time. But you have to make the decision on where it is that you want to start. You have to make the decision that, okay, how can I add this into my day? And most importantly, I don't want you to end up like my dad. That he can't go backwards. He doesn't get that choice. He's just lucky if he can get out of bed and walk down his stairs okay. He thinks that that's a good day now. I don't want the drivers I work with to end up like him. And so walking, Robert and Idella, I put them up here because they're actually one of my very first 2 clients I ever had 5 years ago. They went through my program, and Robert is now not driving because he's fighting cancer, but he was able to lose 100 pounds over the course of 3 years, not exercising, not dieting, just adding in movements like this. Idella, she's actually here today. If you see her, say hi. But she was struggling a lot with arthritis. Joint pain in every joint of her body. She was just doing some of our simple stretches in the driver's seat, some of our basic exercises. She was finally able to get in and out of the truck without pain. That can be you. What I'm teaching is not complicated. We only complicate it because we think it doesn't fit into our lifestyle. All right, number 4, so we're talking about things that you can do to stay healthy and fit on the road without exercise. It's called the 1-to-1 rule. I'm not going to be the one to tell you to not eat fast food, to not have a soda, because I would be a hypocrite. I do believe in moderation. I think that is the best diet on the planet, is moderation. If you're going to have the Big Mac, eat the dang salad first. If you're going to have the soda, drink the bottle of water. 9 times out of 10, you're not even going to want to finish the other thing. We have to feed our body good nutrition. They don't cancel each other out. If anyone ever told you that they cancel each other out, they're lying. When you put nutrition in your body absorbs it, period. When you put the other stuff in, well, your body doesn't like it, but it absorbs it too. So what if, instead of eliminating something, just a fun fact about the brain, our human brain repels things, repels people when we tell them to stop doing something that they're doing. It's human nature to protect and preserve. So what if instead of stopping doing something, We just add something in. So where can you add in just one bottle of water? I don't even care about 64 ounces. I don't even care about 8 cups. One more bottle of water than what you're already drinking. My suggestion, do it right away in the morning when you wake up, because drive time is always a challenge. So if you drink a bottle of water right away when you wake up in the morning, I teach my drivers this. By the time you get your pre-trip check done, go in, do what you got to do at the truck stop, go to the bathroom, whatever you got to do for the day, you're going to have to go to the bathroom. But you've already had that bottle of water in. Brain fog, fatigue, joint pain, constipation, all stem back to one thing: hydration. And in your case, dehydration. So today, if you haven't been drinking a lot of water these last couple days, fill that water bottle up. One bottle counts. One bottle matters. And if you drink one bottle of water for 30 days, check back in with me. Tell me how you feel. Then after that point, let's drink 2. Then let's drink 3. Then let's drink 4. We don't need the 8 if you're doing 0. Do you see the gap here? We got to start small. We have to start building. We have to create new habits. Salad, veggies, whatever it is. I was joking with a driver the other day. I'm like, I know you don't like it, but I also don't like colonoscopies. I also don't like having to have cancer treatment or take prescriptions that rip up my gut. Take your pick. And so the next time you're in the truck stop, pick up the salad, pick up the carrots, pick up the apple, pick up the banana. We should not have to feel like people are villainizing fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables are not the problem. If you're struggling with diabetes, if you're struggling with high blood pressure, whatever it is, fruits and vegetables are not the issue. It's everything else. And so take on the fruit, take on the vegetable, 1-to-1. If I'm going to eat something else, I'm going to put good food in my body first. If I'm going to drink something else, I'm going to drink a bottle of water first. We can do this. We can make those changes. And this is just, again, 2 more of my drivers. This is Dean Key. He started working with me about 2 years ago. He lost 30 pounds in the first couple of months working together. And then this is William as well. All basic things. They're not runners. They're not weightlifters. They're just regular people like you and me trying to do better for themselves. Last thing I want to talk about today is sleep, because this is the big thing that plagues a lot of drivers. And so although we may not be able to fix everything on the road while you're sleeping, consider a sleep routine. I'm talking 5 to 15 minutes. So when you are ready to sleep, whether you're a team driver or not, I know when you're driving teams it's a little bit more complicated, and talk to me afterwards if you're a team driver and I can give you some other solutions and strategies. But before you go to bed, ask yourself, did I drink any water? I'm not saying drink water right before you go to bed, but if you're dehydrated, that actually could be the reason why you're waking up more frequently through the night. If you're waking up with calf cramps, foot cramps, back cramps, that's your body screaming for water. So the next day, I need to get up and I need to drink a bottle of water. I need to rehydrate myself. Your body is telling you that. Number 2 is protein. If you do have to eat before bed, choose protein. Not a huge serving of protein. I'm not saying a big steak, but easy digestible protein. Because when you're sleeping at night, what's happening is inside your body, it's called growth hormone. Your growth hormone is producing in your body, and that's what repairs everything. So as we age, back is hurting, brain is foggy, we might be lacking that critical protein. So if you got to eat before bed, choose protein. Number 3 is stretch. Showed you some things that you can do today. You can check us out over at mothertruckeryoga.com. But just a little twist, just a little knees into the chest is all it takes. And then the last 2 is switch off and breathe. 15 minutes is ideal. 30 is really even better, but heck, I would take 5. You got to turn the electronics off. It's not just the blue light, it's the flashing, it's the scrolling, it's the quickness. It's waking your brain back up again. And so turn off the electronics at least 5 to 15 minutes before you go to bed at night so your brain can start to unwind. So your mind can create separation. Phones and any capacity, not just social media, create a dopamine rise in the brain. So now we're alert and we're awake again. And so I want you to set those aside. Or better yet, open up Spotify, put on some relaxing music, and for 5 minutes, just breathe. Just put your hand on your chest and just feel yourself breathe. We live in a society that's so stressed, we don't even realize we're stressed anymore. We've normalized it. This hustle and grind culture that we've all decided is like this great way to live is slowly killing us. So what if in the comfort and the space of the privacy of your own cab or at home, you just turn off the lights, turn off the phone, and turn on some music for 5 minutes is all I'm asking, and just close your eyes and breathe. What if you sleep better? What if you sleep longer? What if you wake up more refreshed? And more importantly, what if you just feel good again? And so you may not do all of these, but what if maybe you can add one of them into your sleep routine? Imagine how you could feel. One of the most common questions I get is, Hope, how can I work with you? Well, if you're here at Mid-America Truck Show, you can check us out over at our booth in the West Wing and come over and say hi. But we have a membership and an app. It's called Mother Trucker Yoga Lifestyle Jumpstart. And that's just it. I want to jumpstart your lifestyle. This isn't about yoga. This isn't about fitness. This isn't about exercise. This is about showing you how to be a human in today's world and be able to live in a body that you can move in. I don't know about you, but when I'm 80, when I'm 90, if I get to live that long, I don't want to be in a wheelchair. I want to be able to do all the things I can. And I know that we can't always be able to predict what things that happen to us, but we can do our best right now with what we have. And I want to be able to help you do that. Whether you are an over-the-road truck driver, a retired truck driver, or heck, maybe you just drive local, we can help you. And so let me know here after my presentation. We'll be wrapping up in about a minute. And I would love to talk to you more about what that could look like for you or your company as well. I'll leave you with this. Your health matters. You have to make the decision that it does. Your health matters. What is the one small change today that you're going to make to prove to yourself that it does? Your health matters. If you don't make a decision today to do that, no one is going to do that for you. Remember when you leave here today that your health matters. Thank you guys so much for coming. I really appreciate your time this morning. Again, come check us out over at the West Wing. And if you have questions, I'm up here for a few minutes before the next presentation. Thank you.